Well, howdy friends, Brian Flechsig of Mad River Outfitters and the Midwest Fly Fishing Schools, and I'm coming at you today with a new product or a product update announcement. As many of you all know, my favorite fly line and our #1 selling fly line here at Mad River Outfitters is made by Cortland, and it's called the Hi-Vis Flip line. And it was designed, of course, by our great friend, Flip Pallot. In fact, I'm not sure if I've ever told the full story, and I'll spare you all the gory details, but I believe it was in the 90s, and I was fishing for tarpon with my Uncle Bill's closest friend, Vince Maggio. I think I caught my first bonefish with Vince. I caught my first tarpon with Vince. And Vince turned me on to this fly line, which was made by Jim Teeny at the time. And I don't think I've used a different line. And I use this line in sweetwater, anything from a 6 weight and up. So bass fishing, smallmouth fishing, carp fishing. This is my carp line. And of course, I fish this for bonefish. I fish it for redfish. I fish it for tarpon, for permit, for snook, for anything in saltwater where I need a floating line. But a lot of people are scared to death. And I mean, they are petrified of this orange color. And I know it's even created some controversy as to the color of the line. Well, we have a big announcement. For those of you that are scared, or even if you're not scared, we have a new version of this line. Same exact line, same taper, same coating, same core, which is part of what makes this line special. And they have flipped it. So the flip line has been flipped. Now this line is available with the white head and the orange running line. This one is bright orange head, and the running line is white. Well, they've reversed that, and it's now available with the white head and the orange running line, which Flip still considers white to be a high-vis color. We were lucky enough, not too long ago, back when we first started working on this project with Cortland, we sat down, had a little lunch on the beach, taking a break from some tarpon fishing last year, and we talked once again with Flip about the importance of high-vis or bright colored fly lines, or at least fly lines that you can see. Have a listen.
Right. Action?
Yeah, do that.
No, that piece of sky right there.
Yep.
That's called a mackereled sky. That looks like the pattern on a mackerel's back.
Right. And what does that mean?
That means lunchtime.
So Flip, the Flip Hi-Vis sight line from Cortland
scares most people to death.
It scares way more people than it does fish.
It scares more people than it sells.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's bright orange on the front and white, which of course we love the bright orange. You taught me this 25 years ago. I fell in love with it. I fish with bright orange fly lines whenever I can, whenever possible. And I have trouble fishing without them.
I do too.
Yeah.
Now I depend on them.
Yeah. But you also, there's other colors that you like as well. And most notably, you like white.
I love white. I think what's important is the color that you see best in your peripheral vision.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the color matters to fish because they should never see it in the first place.
All right.
So the color that you see best in your peripheral vision as you form loops with your cast. If you can't clearly see your loops, you can't make adjustments to them. If you can't clearly see the end of your fly line in your peripheral vision as you cast, you have no way of knowing how far you're casting.
Right.
If you can't clearly see the end of your fly line as it lays on the water and you're stripping, you cannot possibly know what your fly is doing unless you know what the end of your fly line is doing. So for all of those reasons, color is critically important. So if it's a bright green or pink or orange, which I love, or white, which I think is tremendously good. I think fish see white less than they see anything else.
Right. Well, howdy, friends, and sorry to interrupt, but just want to point out again that here at Mad River Outfitters, we have never taken on sponsors. We don't have companies that are paying us big sums of money to promote their products to you. Everything we do is organic. So we depend on you for support. Maybe think about going over to madriveroutfitters.com. We just got in some new hats, and maybe think about picking up a Mad River Outfitters hat or two. A little bit goes a long, long way. So let's get back to the video. But it's still, you can still see it. You made a good point the other night. I mean, good Lord, the fish are looking up and everything is white.
Yeah.
I mean, the clouds and the sand, everything's white that they're seeing. So that white fly line is not going to spook fish, but you can still see it. I mean, look, as we look at the water right here, the water is dark. So that white is going to stand out in contrast against that. And it's going to serve the same purpose that we're looking for with the bright orange. But I think so. I think we have an announcement to make that the Cortland Fly Line Company is going to now offer this line, which we dearly love. And it's virtually the only line I use on 5 weight and 6 weight and above for bass fishing, smallmouth fishing, carp fishing. This is the best carp line there is. But Cortland is going to, right now it is bright orange with a white running line. Cortland's simply going to flip that around and they're going to make it in white with a bright orange running line, which I think is going to be brilliant. So this line is now going to be available as of fall of 2024 in the new Cortland catalog, and of course at madriveroutfitters.com in 2 colorways now.
Amen.
Which I think we're really excited about. So stay tuned to madriveroutfitters.com. You're now going to have 2 color choices, and quite frankly, I think you should own them both.
Yeah. Several of both.
Yeah. So there you have it, friends. You know, I've said this many, many times. You just heard Flip say it. Lefty Cray used to say, fly line color doesn't spook fish. Bad casting spooks fish. And then as Flip always used to say, he said, it doesn't matter what color your fly line is, just don't show it to them. And so what's most important to me, and then of course, you've heard our great friend Sean Leeden from the Andros Island Bonefish Club. Sean and his family, his brother Nick, they feel that this bright orange fly line is a godsend, or as they would say, it's a godsend to folks in the Bahamas, because as a guide, you can see the line. Heck, even our great friend Travis Huckabee has become a big fan of these bright orange lines because as a guide, he can see the line. And then whatever, 9, 10, 12 foot away, you now know exactly what your fly is doing. This bright orange fly line is my most important piece of gear. I cannot fish without it. As you just heard Flip say, I haven't seen Flip fish without this line for 20 years. But if you're not a big fan of the orange, or maybe you're not that great of a caster and you're worried that you're going to show this to the fish, I get that. I can understand it. Well, now it's available in the white head. So the Flip line has been flipped here in the spring of 2025. So thanks as always, friends. We appreciate your support. Thanks for supporting Flip Pallot. Thanks for supporting our great friends over at Cortland Fly Lines. And thank you for supporting an independent, family-owned fly shop like Mad River Outfitters. We don't have sponsors, so we depend on you for your support. And for that, we thank you. And thanks as always for watching as well. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's free. Hit the like button, that makes us feel good. Hop on over to our website and register for our monthly newsletter. And stay tuned. We've got a lot more fly fishing content coming your way.